Hello, this is the Rota Mundi Tarot, the Rosicrucian Arcanum by Daniel E. Loeb. And if his name sounds familiar, there is another deck that he worked on, very similar to this, that's published by Red Feather MBS. It's the woodcut. What was it? The woodcut tarot? The woodcut. Does it tell me in here? Woodcut. It's going to tell me. Alchemical woodcut. That's what it was. The alchemical woodcut. He actually, I believe he authored the book. But this one comes with a huge book that is very detailed. And this deck is not for beginners at all. It is not. It really isn't. It's a deck to really wrap your head around. Anyway, so let's dive in as best as I can, because a lot of this deals with the Kabbalah and yeah. So on the back it says, this innovative tarot deck and comprehensive guidebook offer a seamless integration of Kabbalistic, alchemical, and Judeo-Christian mysticism and provides a scholarly synthesis of occult knowledge. It contains a detailed examination of the symbolism within the tarot and elucidates the connections between the tarot, its associations with the Hebrew alphabet contained in the Sefer Yetzirah. Let's see. Reveals the secret interpretations of the Rider-Waite tarot deck by examining his other works, and shows how the designs of the cards line up with the 32 paths of wisdom of the Kabbalah to form the structure of the occult tarot. So here's the book in the box itself, magnetic clasp, and the book itself is actually quite 256 pages, and it is very, very detailed. Lots of quotes, and it does break it down by the cards. And the cards, I was surprised they do not follow a typical sequence. So these are the cards. They have they're lovely thick cardstock with some gold gilding. The back is reversible, kind of this muted gray. And all we have to do is look at the first card to know this is not your typical deck. It has the symbol of air, and it has all these words on it. So it's the Fool, and this says 11, not 1, not 0. Letter Aleph, it's ox and man, and this is the in the Tree of Life, the Sephiroth. This is the descending from the 1 to the 2. It connects the 1 and 2, so it's actually showing you 1, 2, the Kether to Shokma, right there. Path 11, synthesis. I thought it was 2, but it's 11. Attribute equilibrium, Elohim, creator and father. Trait sulfur, soul, life giver. Kether to Chokma. Kether to Chokma. As you have this lovely muted color here. And then it goes to 12, which is the magician. And this is Kether to Bina, which is 1 to 3, which is house or beginning. And so it follows that structure, going down from the top of the Tree of Life. And then once you're done with that, it goes to 32, and then starts at 1 here with the crown. And so you get, should be 9 and 10 of these. Yep. So you have the 10 of those, so we'll separate those out. And then you have, this is the Lover's Journey, or written applied, and you see that all the cards are here. Then we get into the more the alchemical cards. And you don't see some of the triangles and the shapes, and anyway, so let's look at the cards. So that's how they're sort of divided. Overwritten, applied, the lover's journey, and then this is the actual nodes here, and they don't correspond with what you would think. I mean, they jump all over the place, which I thought was really interesting, which makes me think there's a lot to know about this deck. It's kind of daunting. So again, back to this card. Let me find the... So of course, there's lots of diagrams in here. Alchemy. I mean, it takes halfway through the book to actually get to the 32 paths of wisdom. And it actually starts with 1. So, and then it breaks it down. 1, Hebrew letter Aleph, 2. It devotes about 8 pages. Talks about the aces of the Rider-Waite here. It talks about the numbers adding up. And it's quoting from Carl Jung, Waite, Babylonian Talmud, Bible. The Bible is mentioned quite a bit in here. Psalm, Luke, Corinthians. Yeah, there was a lot of research done to this. Again, a lot of this is based on Waite's book. Oh shoot. Waite's book called, there's a couple, Doctrine and Literature of the Kabbalah, Fellowship of the Rosy Cross, Hermetic Museum, The Real History of the Rosicrucians, The Secret Doctrine in Israel, a study of the Zohar and its connections. So a lot of it is based on that work, and there's a bibliography in the back of this. So with the cards like that, I could start with 1, and then so these are the 10. I think this would make more sense as we go along the nodes and then the connecting paths. So here, 1. Of course, all the aces were spirit cards. And you can see there's the Kabbalah. And it puts a little rod there. Even though this is a sword, it puts rods there. So we have, this is Kether, Shokma, and the names of God are mentioned here. Binah, Yahweh Elohim, and it mentions colors and intelligence. Here's Chesed, and this is El. Name of God is El, like Samuel, Daniel, Muriel, Michael, Samuel, Daniel, yeah, all the L's. This one is Deborah, Elohim. Tibereth, and this is Yahweh, Ava, Java Ava. Netzach, this is Yahweh of hosts. And the color is green, so it shows green. This one's orange, so it's sort of a muted orange. I just noticed that. Elohim of hosts. This is Hod. Here's Yesod. This is El Shaddai. Purple. Malkuth. This is Adonai Haaretz. Malkuth. And then we jump to the paths. So these are all the 32 paths. So we have this start at 11, Kether to Shokma, scintillating Aleph, Kether to Binah, Kether to Tiferet. Path 13 is the, it says the mother, Gimel, Camel. I'm looking at my chart. I have a chart in front of me of the Tree of Life and how this, and these are lining up perfectly with my corresponding ones that I pulled from somewhere or another. This one is Benada Shokma 14. And where's my chart? 14. Oh, it's the door. It's the crossbar. Yep, Empress. Dalit. Benada Shokma. Shokma to Tiferet. Descending. Means window. Breath or window. Heh. Shokma to Chesed. Yep, and it's all lining up to my chart. I love he has purple robes on. Benada Tiferet. This is Zayn. Attribute smell. Tribe of Benjamin. Gemini's traits, safety and sorrow. So the meanings are on here. So yeah, you got the meanings, but all these cards are really really got a lot of heavy Kabbalah in there. Chet, Benada Geburah, Path 18. I mean, so here on the cards you see the Hebrew letter Tet. Here we have 19. We have the corresponding card, the element, and this is Geburah to Chesed, and it shows you exactly where it's at. So you get all this information on this little card. Then they tell you Tet, which means serpent or container. Intelligence is spiritual. Path 19, distribution. Attribute, nutrition, and taste. 12, Issachar, Leo. Traits, laboring, contentment. Chesed, Tiferet. 20, it's air. Yod, hand. Here we have Chesed to Netzach. Letter Kaf. Right there. Geburah to Tiferet. Lamed. Tribe of Dan. The Hanged Man. This is Mim. Geburah to Had. So attributes are associated with Christ, earth, salt, body, and bridegroom. Tiferet to Netzach. Path 24 is death. And on my it says fish. Yeah, fish and fruit. Fire. Tribe of Gad, Scorpio. Tiferet to Yesod. Samek. The devil. Here we have Ayin. Tiferet to Had. Sinful nature. Meaning eye, perception. Tribe of Reuben, Capricorn, which I am, and I knew the devil was my card. Opportunity and instability. Ha to Netzach. Pay. Mouth. Mars traits. We got 28 Netzach to Yesod. Zadai. Zadai is there. Fishhook. Tribe of Zebulun. Aquarius. Netzach to Malkuth. Tribe of Joseph. Pisces. Kof. Had to Yasad. This is Reish. Path 30. Philadelphia, Jupiter. 31. Had to Malkuth. Path 31. Shin. There's the Shin. Means tooth. I try to associate the symbol, the Hebrew letter, with the actual word. Like, that looks like teeth, little tips of teeth. And there's a little dot there, which I associate with like a piece of food or something, and the teeth are, you know, to chew it. So it kind of helps you remember shin and tooth. I remember tooth, but I'm like, is it shin? Is it shin? This is Tav, mark and sign. And this is 32. That's the very bottom one, connecting nodes 9 and 10. And then we have these other cards. So to me, these are cards that are almost separate. The Lover's Journey. So we've already seen these cards. Oral, Written, and Applied. And then here we have the alchemical cards. And they're lovely. One of the criticisms I had of the woodcut, the alchemical woodcut, some of the designs seemed a little stretched. Physically, like the image, but these are much, much better. The magnum opus. And if you look behind some of these, you'll see the Sephiroth. Salve et coagula. Resbina. Two things. The conjunction, the conjunction. So we have the two, the male and female, conjoined. Rosicurium philosophorum. There we go. Fermentation. Luna, Sol, Mercury, Venus, Jupiter, Mars, Saturnus. The House of Wisdom. We have birds pointing arrows. Alchemical process. Quinta Essentia. Naturum Rerum. Quinta Essentia. Oh, Filius Philosophorum. Lapis Philosophorum. Materia Prima. So we have Ignis, Aqua, Air, Terra. Gateway to Eternal Wisdom. Ooh. Wash yourself clean, Isaiah 1:16. Keep far away from the common. One creator of all, the remaining power of a minister you will hold. For disciples, obedience is a pleasant experience. 1 John 5:3. We shall be children of, it's the name of God, and then receive a trembling reverence. Scripture, the truth is open to those worthy of the mysteries in Luke 8:10. Ecclesia Spiritualis. That looks like some crazy driving church. Collegium Fraternatus, 1618. I have not seen some of these pictures before. Tree of Wisdom. Queen, the Kingdom of God. Path of Salvation. Here again we have the Secret Temple Messiah, Temperance, Shekinah, Conjunctio, Malkuth, the Bride, the Alchemical Bride, Alchemical Union, Unicursal Hexagram. If you're familiar with this, this is the symbol that's used for the Thoth Tarot. It was like an extra, that weird shape, and here it is there. If you got the one with the extra card, the Universal Hexagram, Unicursal Hexagram. The 3 pillars. The B and the J, of course, in tarot, they are there for the, what was it, the Pepes. And again at the Pope, we see the 2 pillars, which are common in Judaism. I think they harken back to the 2 pillars of Solomon's Temple. Tetragrammaton, name of God. One of the names. Pentagrammaton, Pentagrammaton, there we go. The seal of Solomon. I knew he'd pop up. He always does. And then we have the 7 lampstands. This is, of course, the menorah, the 7. And so here we have the places, Philadelphia, Pergamum, Laodicea, Smyrna, Ephesus, Sardis, and Thyatira. The feminine triangle. Notice it's aiming down. Eve. Wisdom is radiant and unfading and is found by those who seek her. The masculine triangle is upright with the letters of the names of God. I am the Lord thy God, thou shalt have no other gods before me. The tree of life, the Sephiroth itself. Matthew's chapter 25 to 28. Let's look at this card. So now we're getting into some of the quotes. We're on, this is 2 of Pentacles? No. My one criticism is it's very difficult to flip through the book and find stuff very easily. It can be quite a process. There we go, I found it. So this is the Page of Pentacles. I should have known P for page. I was looking at 2. Images, Hexastation, Sebastiani, Brandt, and Memorabilis Evangelistarum Figuras, 1502. I chewed that word up. It's okay. So the 5 burning lamps on the head. Well, let's start at the beginning. It's titled Matthew's chapter 25 through 28. The image is taken from, which I just said, which portrays the events of the specific chapters of the gospel in images as a mnemonic device. The 4 living creatures of Ezekiel and Revelation, which are pictured on the Wheel of Fortune. And the World card of the Rider-Waite deck are each associated with a different gospel. The angel is associated with the Gospel of Matthew. The images of the card represent events from the 25th through the 28th chapters of the Gospel. The 5 burning lamps at the top refer to the parable of the 10 bridesmaids. and shows the burning of the lamps of the 5 bridesmaids who had enough oil for the bridegroom's return. The 26th chapter recounts the plot to have Yeshua crucified. The 27th chapter tells of Yeshua being judged by the Romans and the chief priests, and Judah working with the chief priests to betray Yeshua. The spies being brought to anoint Christ's body on the 3rd day are represented by the 3 canisters near the bottom of the card. So do you see how this can be very complicated? It's not a beginner's deck. Yeah, you can look them up. I think it's a very good learning tool. Here's Luke chapters 7 through 12. John chapters 7 through 12. Mark chapters 7 through 12. We have all these images there. New Endeavor. This is the Ace of Swords. The Two of Unforeseen Challenge. Of course, here's the Siren. Rectification. External influence. Look at the hat. You see that? The Jester, the Holy Fool. There's the obstacle from outsiders. Setback discipline. It's almost like the journey of a fool. Guaranteed success. 7. Equilibrium balance. 8. Look at those hands. Success realized. Yeah. 9 of Swords is usually not associated with that. Transition and completion, the 10. Squire, disciple, alchemist. Page of Swords. Knight, sun, salt, body. Corpus, Sal. Queen, Mercury, spirit. The red and the blue. Essence of sun, essence of moon. King, father, sulfur, soul. Vindica. Yes, so wow. What a crazy deck. This deck is there's a lot to it. There's a lot to this deck. It's one of those, it's like a study deck. I don't think I could successfully read with this without working with it one-on-one for a while and really get into it. And yeah, you'd probably have to read the book that comes with it. It's just, there's just a lot there. But when I first opened this deck, I got the chills because I thought, oh my god, this deck is a lot. But it's great. I love it. It's definitely a learning tool. If you can use it to sling some tarot cards, that's great, but I don't think I'm ready for that yet. I don't consider myself an advanced reader at all. I'm always learning, always a student of the tarot. I'll never be a true expert. There are people out there that are, but I think I don't have that deeper understanding yet to follow through with a lot of really good interpretations of the cards. Anyway, so that's the deck. It's a heavy deck. So yeah, I want to thank Red Feather MBS and Schiffer Publishing for my review copy. This is wonderful. It came out this year. It's still in print. Go to their website. It's a great deck. And it's funny, I saw Benabel Wynn talking about this deck, and I think she was really excited for this deck. And I really look up to Benabel. I think she's amazing. She works hard, she studies hard, and it shows. And everything that comes out of her mouth is like gospel. It's wonderful. Plus, her book Holistic Tarot is one of my favorites on tarot. So anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I have more reviews coming soon. Yeah, anyway, so thanks for watching. Other Schiffer books. If you go to schifferbooks.com, this is the Schiffer Publishing website, and you can go to books by subject. There's paranormal, you off of folklore, as well as my favorite tarot and oracle, and see what they have. There really is a little bit of everything here. So, and there's lots to look at. So please check that out. Thank you.